Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Just a quickie. I'm out doing my shopping, getting my supplies for delivering chips. So I stuck it all on the back of the bike there. I'm at Makro at the moment. Yeah, it's quite funny. They've gone now, but I've got a few chickens over there. It's just kind of cool. But I was thinking, this whole let's get in the shade here. Nice little bit. You know, look at what's happening now, where everyone's being isolated, cut off from the community, and basically, you know, if you get the sniffles, then suddenly you're full of fear. You know, if you start coughing or you having some, all of a sudden there's this, it's there, it's ready to pounce on you, isn't it? This fear that, have I got it? And then, mind you, there are a lot of hypochondriacs about, especially in the UK. There's a lot of people that just kind of, for some reason, want to get it. Anyway, the thing is, you know, whether this thing is real, hi, chicken scratch, yeah. Whether this is a real thing or not, the more propaganda we see, the more I doubt it, you know. But obviously, you know, they're doing a very good job of, what's the point? The point is the treatment and the so-called preventative measures are insane. I mean, what if this is a massive mistake and entire populations get vaccinated from a young age, and one of the side effects is sterility or any number of other illnesses? I also wonder how many people that are suffering now from the C disease, whether these are the kind of people that have been taking the flu injections once or maybe twice a year. Now, what's that going to do to your body? You know, if you're getting these injections, I mean, these flu injections have been going for years, the flu shots, yeah? So is anyone being scientific about the way this is being rolled out? Is anyone taking records and keeping notes and creating databases of the previous vaccinations or shots that people have had that are really suffering? Okay, let's go with it that the C disease is a real thing, and in varying degrees. You know, of course, there's all, you know, the tests and all that is all a load of whatever. It's all a load of junk science, basically. But let's suppose this is a real thing, and it obviously, you know, there's so many other things to look into when someone comes down with it. You know, the occupational health hazards that they face. Apparently, a bunch of people got it in a chocolate factory in the UK or something. So I asked the question: well, are they working in a dusty environment? Because pathogens and what have you can travel with dust, and this is dust in places, you know, warehouses, especially where food is being created or whatever. This is a major problem. And getting rid of it is a major industry, you know, filters and what have you. And of course there are rules and regulations, but there are, you know, the finer the dust particle, the more difficult it is to get out of the air. So you can imagine there's a lot of people in offices, in warehouses, in factories that are coming into contact with, you know, they're in unhealthy environments. So here we are, shutting people away, isolating them. Now the thing is, you know, this is so detrimental to health. It really is. Yeah, good point. Whale or beef, yeah, nice one. Yeah, this is it. You know, these studies can be done. It's up to the individual. It's up to people like us to put this information together, because the people rolling this stuff out and profiteering from it are not going to be doing that, are they? They're not going to be keeping records or making any kind of comparison to, you know, what other things have contributed to this person's illness and their state of being right now. All these things, they're never going to do it, especially when it comes to big pharma. And that's all we've got, isn't it? We've got so-called scientific experts working for or promoting or speaking on behalf of, these corporations. And of course, early on, we could all see this. Early on, the whole drive was for vaccines, and of course, this became a mantra. Oh, everything will be all right when we get a vaccine. We all know this is just pushing the boat down the road, down the river, further and further and further. It's never going to end unless we just don't acquiesce to the fear-mongering. Because that's what it is, it is. So the thing is, all this isolation, all these preventative measures, they are totally wrong in my mind, for dealing with something that, again, accept that it's real. But is anyone investigating natural therapies, all these medicinal ways? No. We're just relying on the men in white. Well, not even men in white coats, men in suits and ties, speaking on behalf of Big Pharma. Yeah, that's all we're doing. That's all anyone's doing. Yeah. I mean, these politicians don't believe what they're pushing either, do they? So. The point is, meeting people is energizing. It is. So I've just run into a guy. It just works. He works here, but I haven't seen him for months. And so we had a chat, and it was nice. It was energizing. Yeah. This is the kind of thing when you meet people on a daily basis, it perks you up. It gives you a purpose. Yeah. So to be locking people away, isolating them, and all this other stuff, and basically taking them away from the fresh air, the sun. Are people being given vitamin C? Are they being given vitamin D? Are they being given fresh air? No, they're being closeted away in these horrible rooms and just kind of sedated and all. It's just what's that? Virologists suggest D3 and zinc. Simple, no money. Yeah, exactly. There's no money in it. Yeah. I said here they're on lockdowns now. You go into the thing for example here when I go into the store, I do have to wear a mask, otherwise they won't let me in, right? And they've got a screen, they've got these checking your temperature like they do at the airports. There's a security guard there, and the same in the 7-Elevens. They got a little thing, you put your hand up against it and it goes beep. Okay, all right. And if I had a temperature, then maybe I would just ask someone else to go for me or something like that. But that's it. So the thing is, life is carrying on as normal. I went to the immigration place yesterday, and there's a bit of social distancing. You wear your mask, and they've got the screens up. But everything else is carrying on as normal. Really, that's the thing. It's not. They're trying their best here to not let it impact people's daily lives and their livelihoods and their vocations and what have you. Things are carrying on as normal. People are just being more cautious. Yeah. So I'm not seeing much in the way of chat, and I'm just, this was meant to be brief because I just wanted to show you the chickens in the car park. They're over there. So it's just one of those things. One of those scenes, that you might not see elsewhere when you go and get your whole food shopping. In fact, there you go. There's one. Yeah, can you see him just hanging around there? He came up to me earlier on. So yeah, so that's what I love about here as well. Hi, Tim. I'm perplexed how majority of people suddenly trust the governments again. I know. I found that so weird when I went back to the UK. It's like, you're all just going along with this? Really? No? And there really is, from 90% of the population, there is no question. But then again, of course, the mainstream media, free-range chickens, hi Momi. Yeah, the mainstream media they're doing their very best to have us believe that, they are doing it to the book, by the book, as they've already planned. They know that they would face resistance from the anti-vaxxers, and so I saw there was a video in the Sun, on the Sun website, Sun newspaper website, and so they're now kind of trying to show how much pressure these the ICU units are under, and the nurses and all that, and now of course they've got a couple of sufferers of the C disease kind of saying, oh, don't do it. But it just seems like so much, it seems so fake, because there's one guy sat there with the air things going up his nose, and he looks at the camera. He's like, I didn't wear a mask. It's like, come on. It's just, they're not genuine. These people are not genuine. And as I said, even if people are suffering from this or that and the other, what else has led to their conditions? So, yeah, Furious chips. Yeah, which reminds me, I've got stuff in the thing here. This is how I get there. So I come up because my daughter's using the truck, so everything goes in the phone box there. Got my fish in there and stuff. You put a black straw sticker on the mask. Hang on, let's turn this around again. Oh, well, actually, yeah. I mean, I've got a friend who was all set to go back to the UK, him and his wife with their dogs, for the end of this month, and apparently now that's been cancelled. Their flights have been cancelled until late March. So, I mean, there are people here that had plans to go back. It wasn't that he wanted to go back, but kind of forced it because run out of work and money, and so there was. But anyway, so he's here for another couple of months, which, to be honest, I think is a good thing for him. It might eventually work out, but the thing is, I mean, and I know another friend whose father has died recently in Australia. She wasn't able to go back. So these measures are very, very unhealthy. But also, it's time for any of us, each one of us, to realise. For me, what I've been through in the past year, being separated from the family, I really, really, really appreciate every moment that I'm with my family, and especially when I celebrate when the whole family, all seven of us, are in the house at the same time. So okay, we're all here, we're all safe, we're all, so it becomes much more enjoyable. You're more present. You're not forget worrying about the future. Forget worrying about the fear mongering that they're doing. I mean, don't. Also, it's easy to get addicted to the doom and gloom on the web and the YouTube channels that we might subscribe to. But you can't. If you focus on that it becomes that. But if you focus on just ignoring the bullshit and remaining free of it, then life is much better. Yeah. So while they play their silly games and even the politics, well, ignore it. It's just pantomime. If you're getting focused on that, then you're being drawn in. All right, Momi in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, beaches are packed with people. Yeah, great. They're getting the sun, they're getting the fresh air. Unfortunately, people have taken it to the extreme here, where they do wear masks, but in public. But it's more of a kind of, because the Thais are more socially, what's the word? But they avoid conflict. Yeah. So they do it just to be kind of, to be. And mind you, most Muslims go with around with their face anyway, so it's nothing really new. And anyway, it's just not here is there isn't the focus. There is the focus on protection and prevention, but there isn't this kind of focus on the vaccine being the ultimate cure. And blah blah blah. People in the tourism industry talk about, wait till next year. But they're kind of guessing how long it will take for everyone to get vaccinated, and by which time governments will allow people to come and go. Blah blah blah. But it won't end. There'll be a couple of vaccines each year on top of the flu shots. It's just insane. So the amount of poisons people are putting in their bodies, or have been putting in their bodies, and injecting flu viruses and whatever they do put in there, is surely, or it should be investigated, it should be recorded scientifically as a possible factor in people not being able to cope when they get this kind of virulent strain. Yeah. But should we expect science from these pseudoscientists? Of course not. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hi, David Corbett. Yeah. All right. Hey, well, thanks for joining me. It's been great. It's just a nice impromptu thing. Hope you're all good and staying positive and ignoring the bullshit. Yeah. Take care. Speak soon.